I don't know if you're familiar with Anthony Burgess's Dictionary of Slang. It's one of the more difficult to get hold of Anthony Burgess items. I own most of Anthony Burgess's works, but there are 3 books that I have not been able to get hold of. One of them is the essay on censorship. This was composed at Burgess's house in St Margaret's, adjoining Twickenham, where Pope wrote his essay on man. And I speak about it in my video of the street where it was composed. The essay on censorship I've never been able to get hold of. It was written, in response to the Mohammedan outrages at the time of the Salman Rushdie affair. Another item that I haven't been able to get hold of is Burgess's translation of the Confucian Analects. But again, as with the essay on censorship, Burgess's essay on censorship, we have fragments. His translation is, I think, characteristically Burgessian. It is a very free translation, but needless to say, a very good one. And the third item I've had difficulty getting hold of is Burgess's Dictionary of Slang. I think it's instructive to have a look at the definition of the word bum. Here is Jonathan Green's Chambers Slang Dictionary. How does he define the word bum? Bum, late 14th century onwards, posterior, buttocks, anus, rectum. Thus, bum man, a heterosexual male who prefers the female buttocks to other parts, e.g. the legs. And from the late 17th century onwards, in a sexual context, the anus as a target for sodomy. Thus, a bumfucker, a sodomite. So that's Jonathan Green. Now, Anthony Burgess's definition of the word bum differs slightly, but it's within the range, within the Green range. Here is Burgess on the word bum.
The posterior, a legitimate and ancient term that has lost and not yet recovered caste. Figuratively, sodomistic activity or its object.
I love a bit of bum. Nice bit of bum he is.
As verb, to indulge in buggery or to bugger.
There he was, bumming away like clockwork. And so, my dear, I ended up being bummed by an RASC driver.
Army Major, India 1945. I'd like now to turn to the question of Anthony Burgess's buttocks. I don't know if you've ever come across this volume, The Letters of Kingsley Amis. Here we have a letter, let's see, of the 5th of December 1980 from Amis to Larkin. And Amis writes, Anthony Burgess's gusto and exuberance springs from his brilliant bum. Just to return to Amis's memoirs for a second. This photograph is rather interesting. He appears to be at a hotel. Little continental breakfast there. And that looks like a cigarillo. But what I especially like about this is Burgess's shirt. I am determined to get a shirt like that. That is really something. The pattern, I'm not quite sure what the pattern is. It seems to be some kind of Chinese motif. But it's great. And Burgess is holding forth there, I see. Excellent stuff. This book, Amis's memoirs, it's very good on Burgess's two wives. But on Burgess himself, it didn't really ring true. I don't think he actually got the measure of Burgess. The picture he paints of Burgess, I just simply don't recognise. I don't think it's accurate. But entertaining stuff. Letters are good. And of course there is the vital letter from Larkin, from Amis to Larkin on the question of Anthony Burgess's buttocks. Thank you very much for visiting In Search of Anthony Burgess. Until the next time.